Hey guys, this is Dylan here with a deck list for Jund. This is the deck list that I got 10th place in with the Modern Classic in Roanoke this past weekend. There were 8 rounds of Modern, and almost I think it was like right around like 200 people. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Um, so this list is pretty much identical to the same 60 main for Reduke's list. The standard 24 lands basically. We don't play a Twilight Mire or another fetch land or like a special land like Ghost Quarter in this list. We just play the two Blooming Marsh, and then we also played the standard 4 Blackleaf Cliffs and also the standard 8 fetches, which is 3 Bloodsailmire, 4 Verticatacombs, and 1 Wooded Foothills. Alongside the 3 standard basics, 2 Swamp, 1 Forest, and the Shocklands, Overgrown Tomb, 2 of, 1 Blood Crypt, and a Stomping Ground, and then 3 Raging Ravine. So let's talk about the removal package. Removal package here is a 4-2 split on Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt. And Lightning Bolt being a 2 in this list. And then there's we have 3 Terminate, 1 of Abrupt Decay, 1 Maelstrom Pulse, and 1 K Command. And then of course 4 Liliana, the Veil, and we have the six discard spells, a 4-2 split between IOK and 2 Thoughtseize, and we play 13 creatures, 4 Dark Confidant, 3 Scavenging Ooze, 4 Tarmogoyf, 1 Grim Lavamancer, and 1 Olivia Voldaren. So and then also for sideboard, we have 1 Graph Digger's Cage, 2 Collective Brutality, 2 Ancient Grudge, 1 Terminate, 1 Golgari Charm, 3 Fulminator Mage, 2 Kitchen Finks, and 3 Leyline of the Void. So why did I play John this weekend? Well, first of all, I believe that John is good in a meta like this where we know that it's stable now. I think John has a very good chance of beating Grixis Shadow. I saw Grixis Shadow 7 times, and we beat it 4 out of 7 times. My losses were to Todd Anderson in a close 3 games, and there was another Shadow player that I lost to in day 1 of the Modern Open that was my win into day 2. And unfortunately, we didn't win that one either. That was a close 3 games. He beat me through a ley line in game 3. And the third time was in round 7 of the Modern Classic, which was also my win into top 8. Again, to Grixis Shadow. It was unfortunate. So this is the exact 75 that I played in the Modern Classic. If you go and look at the Star City list, the Star City list has a typo. It says 1 Grim player. I did not play a Grim player. I played Grim Lavamancer. So I actually emailed them sometime today and asked them if they could fix that typo. So I'm going to go through the rounds. We're going to talk a little bit about sideboarding for each match. So round 1 was Affinity, which is a really good matchup for me. I think so anyway. We are a little low on artifact tape, but our removal package gets us there. So some of the highlights for game 1. He had a Etch Champion and a Cranial Plating on 3. I was actually on the play, so on turn 4, I had I untapped with Tarmogoyf, Grim Lavamancer. He left up 1 Manland to activate in case I Edict him with Liliana, but we also had a Grim Lavamancer. So I played my 4th land, played Liliana, Edict targeted him, and he activated mana land, and then we, in response to the activation, we just killed it with Grim Lavamancer. So, and then forced him to sack the Etch Champion with the Edict on the stack. After that, he just conceded and went to game 2. So we went to game 2, and he went, played like a Memnite in the land on turn 1, and then went after that. He went Arcbound Ravager, land Arcbound Ravager, pass a turn. I, at the end of turn, pushed his Arcbound Ravager, with the modular, the Memnite. We untapped. I think I played Dark Confidant. Yeah, I played a Dark Confidant, passed a turn back. He really didn't have a hand like that was beating me. I think he played. Oh yeah, he played a Vault Scourge, paid 2 life, then passed or hit me for 2. I untapped, flipped Kolaghan's command, K commanded the Vault Scourge and the Memnite, passed a turn back, and then I think he. Oh, I had a Swamp in play, a Blood Crypt, and an Overgrown Tomb, and a Forest in hand, so he Blood Mooned me, and then I just shrugged and untapped, played my Forest, played Tarmogoyf, and got it for 2 with Dark Confidant, left up Terminate, passed the turn. He plays Cranial Plating land, and then went and attached Cranial Plating to, what was it, or to his man land, his Blinkmoth Nexus. And then, of course, I terminated it, and then he conceded after that. So when I sideboarded into that match, I actually, cut, I left, 2 Lilianas in. Liliana's okay in that matchup. She's not, amazing, but Fulminator's just as good, too. Fulminator's slightly better. He's not amazing either. So we cut, so I was on the draw, so I cut most of my discard. I left, 2 Inquisition in, so I went I-OK, and then Thoughtseize, and then 2 Lilianas, and I brought in 2 Fulminator Mage, 2 Collective Brutality, and 2 Agent Grudge. Oh, I also cut Chandra and brought in the other Terminate. So I think that was correct. Grim Lavamancer is just really good against Affinity. Same thing with Olivia Voldaren. They got a lot of 1 toughness creatures. They just can't beat Olivia. So yeah, and then round 2, we played, what was it? Oh, we played Abzan. Abzan, pretty much top deck war. They get Lingering Souls, I get red cards. Lingering Souls, very powerful card. I think, I beat him. I just had, a whole removal package, stripped him of everything game 1, just played the Jund game better than he played the green-black Abzan game. And then we went to game 2. He boarded in Loxodon Spiders against my Liliana. So my Liliana is, way worse. So now he's got Lingering Souls, and then he's got Loxodon Spider on upticks. Once I figured that out, I had to, unfortunately, Liliana just wasn't going to go up. I kept 4 land hand, 1 Rager Ravine, 3 green-black lands. I think it was double Marsh and Overgrown Tomb with Chandra, Tarmogoyf, and a Scavenging Ooze. And then I just, drew removal after that. And, of course, we boarded out discard, but anyway, just drew removal after that, and then we played Chandra on 4. Chandra, he had 6 Lingering Souls to play to Loxodon Spider, and I flipped Maelstrom Pulse off the uptick on Chandra, casted Maelstrom Pulse, and Pulse his Spirits, tap 3 mana, played Liliana, Edict his Spider away, and then played a Tarmogoyf past the turn. And he was hellbent, so the game was over. And like I said, I pretty much boarded out 6 of my discard spells, and what came in was Golgari Charm, Terminate, 2 Kitchen Finks, and 2 Fulminator Mage. It's okay. I would probably cut a Liliana if I was on the play for an additional Fulminator Mage. So that's always good. So round 3 we played what was it? Oh, we played Grixis Shadow. I believe game 1, Grixis Shadow, it was we just like resolved Liliana on 3 through, and just like Liliana just wins the game by itself. And then game 2 he mulled to 5. We had Liliana on 3 again, and he just conceded. What I did was I brought in the 3 Leyline and 2 Kitchen Finks and the additional Terminate, and we cut on the draw. Like, some of my discard just gets worse, so I just cut 2 Inquisition and all my red spells pretty much. So I just cut like Chandra, Lightning Bolt, and Grim Lavamancer. Lightning Bolt's just bad in that matchup. Like, yeah, you could go upstairs with it, but it's not worth it. It does nothing but go upstairs, and you're just helping their game plan. It's not killing anything. It doesn't kill Tasker, doesn't kill Gurmag Angler, doesn't kill Death Shadow, so just don't bother with it. After that, we played, it was the blue-black Tezzeret deck. I kept a hand with like 1 discard spell, Dark Confidant, Scavenging Ooze, 3 lands, and I think I can't remember what the other one was, and I went Inquisition. I saw Whir of Invention, a Welding Jar, and 5 lands. So I took the Whir of Invention, and he found Ensnaring Bridge by turn 3, but he kept drawing lands and could get all his cards out of his hand. So Scavenging Ooze and Dark Confidant just killed him. And I think I played Chandra on turn 4 too, and upticking. So like, we were in good shape game 1, and then we went to game 2. What my board plan was, I boarded out. I didn't see any creatures for him, so I thought it was wise. I knew he was probably playing some version of the Thopter combo and Sword of the Meek. So we cut 3 Terminate, and I think we cut, and I think I shaved a Fatal Push too. And we just went with Ancient Grudge, and Double Brutality. And we tried to basically slow his game plan down. Take, the Whir of Invention, things like that, stop him from playing bridge and stuff like that. However, I did not know that he was going to bring in Padim, make artifacts hexproof, and then if he controls like the highest converted mana cost artifact, he gets to draw a card. And my first 7, it had like Maelstrom Pulse, Dark Confidant, some lands. Livia Voldaren was there too, it was just like just a snap keep against it. But then he played Padim, and it kind of like ruined my plan. So I was forced. He had Bridge on 3, played Padim on 4, and I was forced to Maelstrom Pulse to Padim. And instead of the Bridge, and Dark Confidant eventually, he actually had Thopter combo, but he had 1 Thopter, and I think he could produce like 4 more Thopters at that point by the time Dark Confidant flipped Ancient Grudge. And I also had Olivia Voldaren, so I blew up his Bridge, let him make a Thopter, and then I went for the Foundry, and then he just made more Thopters, and then I played Olivia Voldaren, shot a Thopter, blocked another Thopter, Played around like Collective Brutality because I wasn't sure if he was playing Collective Brutality. I think he was. And I didn't want Olivia Volterra to get -2/-2, so. And then I was just able to untap with Olivia Volterra and finish him off. Finish his Thopters off. So, again, she was like really good there. And then we played Blue-Black Faeries in round 5. I'm at table 2. Joe Lissette's also undefeated on Tron, of course, Green-Black Tron, and my teammate Patrick Tilson's at table 1, gets paired against Joe. We're both undefeated. I played Blue-Black Faeries. I'm laughing at Pat because I know he's on Abzan. And so what happened was, so back to Blue-Black Faeries. So I was watching this guy all day. I knew he was on Blue-Black Faeries. And I knew he was playing something similar to the Utah list that made top 32 at Vegas. So game 1 goes like this. I played Dark Confidant. He's on the play. He plays Liliana Edict's my Dark Confidant. And then I untap. I play Scavenging Ooze, I think. Yeah, Scavenging Ooze. Scavenging Ooze like gets to finish off his Liliana, and then Scavenging Ooze eventually got pushed. And then I played Olivia Volterra. He plays Tassiger, passes a turn back, and then I ping Tassiger a few times, get in for 5, pass it back. He activates Tassiger. Liliana's the only thing in his bin, and he goes, he activates Tassiger, gets Liliana back. It was like land Liliana, so like another Liliana, so he goes Liliana. I have 6 mana up, and Tassiger has an additional type, Vampire. So he plays Liliana, and he's like -2 target you, and I'm like, looked at him, picked up Olivia Volterra, and I go, tap 5 mana, take your Tassiger, and he like looks at me confused, like picks up Olivia Volterra, and he's like, and looks back at me, puts the card back down, he's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I'll sack your Tassiger, and that game 1 ended right there. So we go to game 2. I beat 2 Resolved Ancestral Visions with 2 Dark Confidants and a Liliana Veil. And and eventually it got to the point where he goes Bitter Blossom, and I'm like controlling his token count and stuff like that by bashing him with my creatures and keeping his token count down. He's taking 1 per turn, and then I found Maelstrom Pulse off the Dark Confidant flip, Pulse the Bitter Blossom, Tarmogoyf, then like past the turn. Tarmogoyf's at 8/9 at this point. He like looks at me and he goes, "How big's Tarmogoyf?" And I'm like, he had actually cracked a Nile Spellbomb earlier in the game too, targeting me. So he had Tribal, Enchantment, Artifact, and the typical like creature the typical 4/5 stuff. And then there was Planeswalker. Tarmogoyf's an 8/9. We confirmed he was an 8/9. He like looks at me and he just shakes my hand and he says, "Yeah, that can't win." Round 6. Pat lost to Joe Lissette. There are 4 undefeated decks. It's me on Jund, Living End, Bant Eldrazi, and Joe Lissette Green-Black Tron. And I kind of just, all those matchups are just not favored for me. I'd probably rather just play the Bant Eldrazi matchup. I'd probably have a better chance of winning that. And also maybe the Living End matchup if I could find Leyline or Scavenging Ooze on the play. So I got paired against Joe. you know what? We played it anyway. We tried our best. We gave him the best chance. Game 1, I got steamrolled. Not gonna lie. Game 2, we kept Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Forest Swamp, Blackleaf Cliffs, Dark Confidant, and Ancient Grudge. I go Inquisition. He reveals map, Sylvan Scrying, Star, Ancient Stirrings, and I think it was Karn, and then 2 Tron lands. No, there was Star and Orb. I'm sorry, Chromatic Orb. And I go look back at my hand. I'm like, well, he's gonna play Star. We can grudge the Star, and then, or no, he didn't have. I'm sorry, he didn't have Chromatic Orb. I'm sorry, he just had 1 green source, which is Star. So I chose to take the map, and we grudged his Star, and I hope that he just didn't find Blooming Marsh. He ended up top decking Blooming Marsh and playing Blooming Marsh. Like, the percentages were so low, I felt like the chance was worth it, but I probably should have just taken the Sylvan Scrying and let him play map maybe on turn 1, and then we grudge it. But Joe's not a bad Tron player, so I don't think he was ever. I think he would play around Abrupt Decay or Ancient Grudge on turn 2. So, he found Karn, found a win con. Fulminator Mage was too late. Took him off Tron. I tried to fight through Karn with Dark Confidant and just couldn't do it. We eventually lost to Karn, so I just conceded. So went to the next round. Went to Grixis Shadow. Sat down. Grixis Shadow was that was round 7. Yeah, round 7. So we're X1. We're 5-1, and I'm like, great, Grixis Shadow. This could not possibly, this could just be awesome. This is what I wanted to see. So, lost game 1 in a grindy matchup. I actually double discarded me. He was also on the play. He won the die roll. Honestly, I think that matchup is very dependent on winning the die roll. I could not resolve Liliana on 3, and he just outgrinded me. And then went to game 2. I kept Swamp, Blackleaf Cliffs, Liliana, Terminate, Fatal Push, Inquisition, and Scavenging Ooze, and there was another Liliana. And I looked at this hand. I'm like, no green. And I think it was correct to snap it off. My opponent decided to keep his hand as well, and he kept Bloodstained Mire, Serum Visions, Wraith, 2 Snapcaster Mage, Terminate, and a Culligan's Command. And so he's stuck on 1 land. I took the Serum Visions, try to hopefully screw him on mana, and so I could find my green source in time. And hopefully we just were going to on-curve, but that wasn't the case. My green source came way too late. I missed my 3rd land drop for 3 turns, and I eventually died to Tasker. He had Stubborn Denial for my Terminate when I went to terminate Tasker. That was just unfortunate. So, looked at standings, knew I couldn't top 8. So I just decided to shoot for top 16, and we were playing final round. We played Blue Black Mill. I was watching this guy all day. He was piloting it pretty good. He's doing a good job. and I was like, "Oh man, I know what you're playing." We like talked it over. We sat down for breakers. Our breakers were about even. Both of them were. He was like 66.6%, and I was 65.6% or something like that. He was like 1% ahead of me. So we're both like locked for top 16 if we won. So um, looked at him. I was like, "Hey man, we gotta play this out. If there's no other way." He's like, "Yeah, I agree too." So we sat down. Um, I knew he knew I was like on some mid range deck. He wasn't sure, but I knew what he was on. Um, I think it went like he played a Hedron. He wanted a die roll, played a Hedron crab on one. I pushed the crab, and I think it just went downhill for him there. I actually ended up stripping his hand with discard and Liliana and beating with Tarmogoyf. No, it was Scavenging Ooze actually. It was two Scavenging Ooze that won me that game. And then game two, played around Archive Trap, and actually he didn't have it. I Inquisitioned him on turn one, and um, took couldn't remember. Took a Mind Funeral, and then played Dark Commandant on two, flipped another Inquisition, took the second Mind Funeral, and then we played Liliana on three, started upticking. He missed his third land drop for a while. He played a Jace Phantasm on two, pushed it. Um, for that strategy, I just cut Dark Confidant, and we boarded in two Collective Brutality and two Ancient Grudge to deal with Mesmeric Orb. Mesmeric Orb can be a problem. So, and yeah, that's pretty much the entire tournament report. Some of you probably want to know why I chose John. I mean, I love John. John's great. Um, it's if you look at tier list, yeah, it might be tier three, but that's based on how many people are playing the deck, and I think John can do just fine in this meta. And I think the Grixis Shadow matchup is very winnable. It does, again, like I said, depend on die roll sometimes, but if you can get that ley line out there, or you can buy some time with Kitchen Finks to gain you some life, it does help a lot. Um, so notable things about this deck: Olivia Voltaire, probably the MVP All Star of the weekend. Just every time she resolved on a board and wasn't answered, just amazing. Did everything I wanted her to do. She took care of Thopters, took care of Lingering Souls from me. Heck, she stole my Blue Black Faeries Tassiger and opponent, or my Blue Black Faeries opponent's Tassiger, and just with the Liliana Edict on the stack, that sacked his own Tassiger. So I call her Miss Steal Your Man now. So, yeah. Overall, this weekend I was very pleased with John. The invitational modern portion, we did pretty well. I felt we played round one. We played Raymond Perez on Abzan Company, crushed it, and then round two we played Todd Anderson in the Grixis Shadow matchup, and it was a little bit back and forth. I got game one underneath him. He got game two in a grind fest, and then game three I had him dead, literally to a Radiant Ravine. And he goes Psycho Street Wraith, and I think he found Fatal Push for her. Yeah, he pushed my Radiant Ravine. It was really unfortunate, but it's whatever. That's Magic. Round three, played Grixis Shadow again, crushed it. That was a 2-0. Then round four, I think I played Living End. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it was Living End. We also played Abzan 3 times this weekend, and I won 2 out of 3 matches of Abzan. All because of, again, Olivia Voltaren. Modern Open, my losses were to 1 Death Shadow deck, 1 Abzan deck, Dredge, and Hate Bears with main deck Mirror and Crusader, which was he had like 4 of them. I can only answer so many before I was dead to Mirror and Crusader. He had doubled Mirror and Crusader both game 1 and 2, so that was really unfortunate. So I just got to kind of think about those things. I was pretty happy with Lightning Bolt split, other than the Mirror Crusaders, but I felt like I had enough answers for them between Chandra and Grim Lava Answer. So, yeah, that's like pretty much it. Like I said, had a blast playing John. Didn't regret my decision at all. Definitely would do it again. Might be streaming a lot more John in the future. So, thanks again, guys, for watching. I also have. Oh, by the way, my Twitch channel now has a subscriber button. So, if you guys want to come out and watch, you don't have to subscribe. I will be coming out with an emote here pretty soon. Hopefully, a new emote. Yeah, that's it. So, come hang out on stream when I'm streaming. If you don't know when I stream, just give me a follow on my Twitch channel. And that's about it. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching.